Hi everybody, and welcome to my videos. This is just a little how-to video. As you can see, we're doing some painting and kind of revamping the camper, and I just wanted to do a quick video to kind of show you guys what we're using to take the shine off of the cabinets. I know a lot of times when you want to paint, if you're an experienced painter, first thing you want to do is just slap paint on there. And I did that before because in our very first camper, I wanted to paint the kitchen, and I just bought some paint and I just went in on it. And it was a disaster, I have to tell you. It was beautiful, but when I mean by a disaster, when I got ready to pull the blue tape off, it pulled pieces of the paint off, and it wasn't adhering as it should have because it still had the gloss on it, and you had to repaint it, and it didn't have a clean finish like you wanted. And even though in the major big spaces it was pretty, but around the edges it just did not look good. So this time around, I watched a couple videos and learned a few things, and I wanted to share with you what I learned deconstructing this kitchen to paint it. All right, so the first thing that I found out was you could use something called liquid sandpaper. I didn't go that route because it would have been too harsh, I believe, on the cabinets. So I went with the TSP, the liquid TSP. Now, whenever you're doing this, you want to make sure you don't have any pets around, any children around. You want to make sure you're wearing gloves, and you want to make sure that you put this up, because when you mix it, it goes clear. So whoever is around, they might think it's just water and drink it, and it'd be harmful, and you don't want them to accidentally give it to the pets or the kids or to yourself, right? So you want to always make sure that you have gloves, and the instructions are on the back. All right, so as you can see, we're not doing like a construction type thing where we need a whole lot of it, so you're gonna have to kind of gauge it. So it's 8 ounces to a gallon of water, right? So that's 2 ounces per quart. So, or liter, 2 ounces per liter. So what I have here is a 3-liter jug. And as you can see, it is clear. And this has the TSP in it. So instead of doing 8, I only did 6 in here. And so I added it to it. So you make sure you want to measure this out. And as you can see, it is very clear. You wouldn't even know it was in there. Might want to rip the tag off of it. I know it's in here, and I put it in a bag and put it away and told Cedric not to give it to the dogs. Don't drink it. Don't use it for coffee, none of that good stuff, because you don't want anybody to die or go to the emergency room or whatever. So you can probably pull this off, write something across it. Hey, do not drink TSP, add it to water or something, so everybody knows don't drink it, because as you can see, it is super, super clear because it dilutes. But it does the job, and that's what I'm going to show you next. So when you're using this, you want to make sure that you're wearing gloves. I didn't need this much, but this is how it's sold. It's only $7. It's like $6 and change, $7. And this is the only how you can get it. I couldn't find it any smaller, or I would have bought a lot smaller because we didn't even need all that. You see how much it makes, and that took care of it's going to take care of the kitchen, because you don't even need this much. And I probably could have measured it out better and used less, but I wasn't sure, and I wanted to make sure I had enough. And I didn't want to keep having to make mixture. So I wanted to have more than enough, and if I didn't need it, discard of it. So now we're going to get to the part to where we're going to be using it and show you how to do it. So let me get my gloves on, get ready, and we're going to go from there. Okay, you guys. So here I got my gloves on, and I bought this jug from Dollar Tree, and I got a rag. So I'm using a separate jug and a separate rag, stuff that I don't mind throwing away afterwards, because I wouldn't want to drink out of this after I put the chemicals in it. So I just bought something that's just $1. I can fill this up with what I need, use it, and you want to make sure that you squeeze the rag out. See, I didn't have that much in there, and when I squeeze it out, it is sufficient enough for what I need it for. So I have the doors off of the counters, because we're going to paint those separate, and I'm just going to wipe it. And it tells you on the bottle, do not saturate the rag. Like, you need it wet, but you want it to dry thoroughly. So you're just going to wipe it down, and then flip it, wipe it again. Probably not so much on this side. It already has a little bit of a roughness to it. So just a little quick wipe down. and then put it to the side and let it dry. Now these need to dry thoroughly. Like, don't skimp on the drying time. Let it dry. It doesn't take long, but let it dry, right? And wherever you're going to put it in a place that you don't mind. Like, I have plastic on the floor, so I can lay this down on the floor, and I'm just going to continue to let it dry. And it dries fairly quickly. The dry time is not very long at all. So I'm just going to wipe these down, and then when I'm done with this stuff, I could just throw it away. Because I mean, with these kind of chemicals, I just don't want to take the chance, so I just throw it away. And if you want to be extra cautious, put some little goggles on. If you're afraid of the splashback, you could do that. And so you're just going to wipe it down, getting it ready for the primer, because you're definitely going to need that. And just kind of go over it. All right. And just like that, the wipe down is done. And then as we get ready to do it in the kitchen, we'll wipe down all the cabinets with that. And it is absolutely fantastic. You just want to take it and then keep your gloves on. Wipe everything down. Whatever you're going to be doing, just wipe it really good, thorough. Give it about 10 minutes and it'll dry. And I'm going to come back in a few minutes and show you what it looks like when it's drying. You're going to be able to tell the noticeable difference because the shine is going to be gone from it. And then you'll be ready to prime and then paint. So when doing a camper, one of my top recommendations is get a fast drying primer because you're in a small space. You want to ventilate, and you don't have time because you don't have a lot of places to put your stuff. You don't have a lot of time to wait, a couple days for stuff to just like thoroughly get dry, right? So get something that's like an hour dry and then an hour dry on the paint, but you're really going to give it like 2 or 3 hours. So what I'm saying is get something that if you need to, you can get done in a day or so, right? And not in 2 or 3 days over time, unless that's how long it takes you. And so now the wall is drying. Make sure that you ventilate, open some windows, have the door cracked. It does better for the drying. It does better for smell. You don't want to be in a small space inhaling the fumes. So, a couple seconds, we'll be right back. Okay, you guys, this is what it looks like when it's dry. It looks like it has a shine, but it doesn't. It's I can feel the difference. It has that hesitation on it. It's just the light, kind of, we need it. So, yeah, but this is what it looks like dry. It's definitely got all that other stuff taken off of it. And now it's ready for the primer. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I hope you found this video helpful. If you're thinking about what can you use to take the shine off of your cabinets and inside of your camper, you're thinking about doing some renovation and some painting, leave me a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing to my channel, because who knows what else we're going to be doing to this thing. So I appreciate you watching this video. Thumbs up and share. We'll see you in the rest of the reno, so stick around. Bye for now.